To your rest and reset practice. We're going to start just kind of settling. So, whether you're seated or lying down, just take a few moments to find a comfortable position. You could also do this standing if you'd like, if that's your preference. And in these first few moments, as you're settling in, you might just look around your space and feel yourself here in your space. You're taking in the light and the room around you, feeling that sense of belonging, recognizing that this is your environment for the next little while for you to rest and reset. So, as you're feeling ready, you might let your eyes soften or close and then open into the other senses. This helps us settle in. So, your attention to your ears, and you're noticing sound. And attention to your nose, and you're noticing smell. Attention to the mouth and any lingering taste. And then tuning into the borders and boundaries of your body, feeling touch of clothing, surfaces beneath you, the temperature of the air on your skin. So, all the senses open and receptive. Opening the senses supports that settling into the here and now. So, you might feel like you've arrived a bit more in your environment or in your body. And holding that intention in your heart to have that same open receptivity as your senses do to anything you experience during this time. We'll do some body sensing and breath sensing and nourish in our inner resource. And to move out of the practice today, we'll do just a little bit of movement. So at the end of the practice, if you'd like, you can join me in that movement. If moving the physical body is not accessible or just not something you're interested in today, you can imagine yourself doing that movement. So let's turn into our body sensing, and we're starting in the feet today. So, again, eyes are soft, your attention is inward, and you're feeling down into your feet. And you're feeling the connection that your feet have with the ground beneath you. You might even take a moment to send gratitude and thanks for that ground beneath you that is always here. And then coming back to that feeling, sensing the toes, the top of the feet, the soles of the feet. The ankles and the lower legs. Feeling from within the lower legs, knees, upper legs, and hips. feeling from within the pelvis, all directions of the pelvis. Sensation of the abdomen, low back and low spine. Sensation of the right side ribs, left side ribs. Following the ribs to the back, sensing the mid back, mid spine, the upper back, upper spine, and sensations of the chest and the collarbones. Feeling from within the shoulders, the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists. Sensing the back of the hands all the way to the fingertips. Palms, and then attention gently moves back up the arms across the top of the shoulders to the neck. So you're sensing neck and throat, the back of the head, crown of the head. Sensing the touch of air on your forehead. And all the tiny muscles around the eyes. The eyelids. And the eyes themselves. Perhaps sensing back behind the eyes to a point deep within the head. And sensing the cheeks on the cheekbones. The continuous gentle current of breath traveling through the nose. And sensing the outer ears, the folds and the valleys. Letting attention move into the inner ears. And attention into the mouth, feeling the ceiling of the mouth, floor of the mouth, right side, left side. all the structures of the mouth, tongue, teeth, gums, and lips. And widening the aperture of your attention like a camera. So you're taking in the whole body from head to toes and toes to head. This global body feeling. And sensing how these various movements of energy, different textures and sensations, how they're coming and going. Just as the breath is coming and going. So, opening your attention more toward the feel of the breath. And for these first few minutes, it's a gentle, natural rhythm. So, no counting, no controlling, just turning attention toward. You're holding that open receptivity in the heart. Beginning to notice the different movements of breath, the inhalation, the momentary pause at the top of the inhalation, and then the exhalation. And then that momentary pause at the bottom of the exhalation. So you're feeling these four subtle movements all unfolding and arising from one another. Just this movement of breath. Curious to any rhythm you're noticing happening naturally, or noticing if it's a bit irregular in this moment, which is okay. You're not forcing change, just discovering what's here. You can stay with your natural rhythm or follow along for a circular breathing pattern, which invites you on the inhale to imagine you're inhaling earth energy. So the breath is moving up from the toes, up the front of the body to the top of the head. And as you exhale, you're sensing, feeling that breath and energy moving down the back of the body back into the earth. So the in breath is drawing that earth ground energy up into the feet, to the legs, pelvis, torso, through the shoulders, arms, and hands, and head. And the exhale, releasing, letting go, sweeping the body down the back body, back to the earth. So exploring that for a few minutes, circular breathing, inviting that grounding energy on the inhale to move up and into the body, all along the front. And the exhale, set free to move down all along the back, landing into the earth. And there's no need to count or try to shape the breath. This is more of an invitational, energetic exploration of bringing up that grounded earth energy into the body, releasing along the back body anything that's getting in the way of that. If it feels like lots is moving on the exhale, you might deeply sigh or sound. So, continuing just a little while longer, this circular earth grounding energy breath practice all along the front of the body and the back of the body. On this last circular round of breath, at the top of the inhale, you might hold the breath in, attention at the crown of the head, and then an exhale. Full exhale, drawing the navel toward the spine, feeling the whole back body softening, settling, feeling that sense of ground as you complete the exhale into the feet and you're pausing, empty, just a moment. And then welcoming the in breath in whatever way it comes in. So releasing that circular breathing pattern. Just coming back to witnessing and welcoming your rhythm, what's here now. You might stay with what is, or moving into some inner resourcing. So, this is actively inviting well being into your body and mind to support state changes in the nervous system. And that'll support state changes in your circulatory system and your musculoskeletal system and lymphatic and endocrine, all the wonderful systems responding. So, if you're familiar with inner resourcing, you might already be feeling into that. It's a feeling of well being, and well being is something different for everyone or different moment to moment. So, if it's ground, stillness, peace, love, security, whatever that well being is for you, dipping into that. Can invite imagination and memory to awaken these sensations and these feeling tones in you as an embodied, lived experience. We'll take the next few minutes to open into the inner resource. Remembering it's more about discovery than creating. This quality of well being is already within you, it's not outside. So just inviting it, welcoming it to shine into the foreground. As this inner resource is coming alive, more and more, begin to turn attention toward the body. So, setting free the thoughts, memories, and imagination, and starting to notice where this inner resource, these qualities of well being, are lighting up in your body. Maybe it feels like a warm heart or a soft belly. Feeling this inner resource supporting you from within. And then setting it free, knowing you can call it back anytime you need during your day. It's never not here. It's just back behind the beliefs or the doing or the story. So, as we're moving out of the meditative time into some movement, tuning into your body, checking in as I offer different movements and self applied touch, doing what feels right for you. You can modify, you can do your own thing, you can do nothing at all. Just giving yourself that permission and space to be just as you are. So begin to deepen the breath. And as you do, you might begin to feel the body moving just a bit, like it's waking up from a nap or a little rest, and there's a stretch or a yawn. Maybe you're reaching out into the hands and the feet, feeling the periphery of the body. From here, we'll do some self applied touch before the movement. So, if you'd like to, bringing your hand toward your head, and you're going to touch along the crown of the head from the front toward the back and down into the base of the skull. And you can run your fingers through hair or along your scalp. If that is not comfortable or accessible, you can tap from the front to the back. And then you're going to softly brush along the forehead and eyebrows from the center out toward the temples. Brushing along the bridge of the nose and the cheeks. Brushing along the front of the neck. So both hands alternating, one hand moving down along the throat, chest, and belly, and then the other. So there's always one hand touching. We're inviting in movement and touch. So as we do, keep tuning into the sensation of the body, maybe beneath the hands or other areas that are waking up as you're beginning to touch and move. And then let one hand rest at the center of the chest, the other one at the belly button. And it's a very micro movement, but you're going to try to bring your hands together. So there's a gentle drawing down of the hand at the center of the chest toward the belly button. And then the belly button hand is kind of bringing up. So that way the hands are slightly moving together. It's not a very strong effort, it's a little effort. And we'll do some breathing and head turning here. The invitation is 3 rounds, turning your head to the right on the inhale, and you're going to inhale through your nose as you turn to the right. And as you exhale through the nose, you're turning your head back to center. So do that 2 more times. And then we'll do that 3 times to the left. Inhale through the nose as your head turns left. And then exhale through the nose as your head comes back to center. Twice more, your pace. You don't need to speed it up or slow it down. And then as your head comes back to center, we'll do that once more each side, 3 rounds. This time you're going to inhale and exhale through your mouth. So you're inhaling through the mouth as you turn your head right. Exhale through the mouth as the head comes back to center. Twice more. And then 3 times to the left. Inhale through the mouth as the head turns left. Exhale through the mouth as the head comes back to center. Twice more. As the head comes back to center, release the hands. Take a breath or two here in center, just feeling the breath, feeling if there's more connectivity, more openness in the belly and heart space. There may or may not be, but just checking it out. And then these last few moments, if it feels right to you, on your in breath, you're going to stretch your arms over your head. We're going to offer this a bit cooling. So as you do, you might curl your tongue if you have that lovely genetics to curl your tongue. So you're slightly sticking your tongue out. If that's not accessible to you, you're going to purse your lips and you're going to inhale like you're blowing through a straw. So you'll inhale, reach up, blowing through a straw, taking in that cool air across the tongue. And then as you exhale through the nose or mouth, letting the arms come down by your side, you'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, bringing that cool air in across the tongue, arms reaching up. Exhale, lowering the arms down. 1 more time. Inhale, reaching up, feeling that cool breath coming in, nourishing the system. Then exhale, releasing. And then check in. Does the body want any little stretch, movement? Maybe it's a little side bend or rolling the shoulders, shaking the hands. So just see what works for you and your body in this moment as we move out of practice. And before you rush back into life, just taking a moment to offer yourself gratitude for the time that you've taken for yourself and to discover what's here now. If there's anything that feels different from when we started, And any intentions you have for the rest of your day. Maybe it's to check in with your breath or do a bit of cooling breath as you feel the heat. Maybe it's to simply be open to discovering rather than needing to know all the time. Bringing that back with you as you begin to open your eyes. If they're still closed, you're taking in your space, your senses are open to the environment, you're feeling yourself fully back, awake. I thank you for listening. And it's always a delight to share these meditations and practices with you.